All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another post-game reaction, and we are back with our first 400-yard performance in 58 games, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Canada, you are done. It is confirmed. You are horrible. The Steelers are back. Get the trophy ready for us. Man, did you guys see Kenny Pickett out there? You see the tweet on the screen. That first pass to Pat Freiermuth, that set it up. That we knew it was going to be a different performance. Then we look to the running game. It's been rolling for weeks and weeks and weeks now. It's been brewing. Is it Jaylen Warren? Is it NAWJ? It doesn't fucking matter because we're running for 200 on you. It doesn't matter if we're facing Joe Burrow. Doesn't matter if we're facing Jake Browning. Doesn't matter if we're facing fucking Baker Mayfield. Revenge for that 2021-2020 playoff game. Where are you at? So yes, it was definitely a special performance out of the boys today. If you look at the overall score, 16 points doesn't necessarily tell the tale, but man, I felt good. You could see just by the yards total, we were really moving the ball. And we will get to the Deontay Johnson touchdown that, maybe could have counted if the refs, if they gave us something, it maybe could have counted. But we'll get to that. So that's another added 6 points, maybe. We have to clean up these drives. We have to finish with touchdowns. But honestly, like, if you're like watching this game and you've seen that, the Steelers 7-4, you saw that and you're like, oh man, like this team still stinks. Like, oh, I'm mad. Like, come on, man, you got to get over it. You got to learn to smile more, man, because this was a beautiful game. And Kenny Pickett, I know. People are they're just not set on him. They think we got to move on. But if our offense can perform like this, and once again, if Deontay Johnson comes down with the touchdown, if we figure out how to get into the end zone more, because I get it, 1 touchdown, 16 points isn't the greatest, there is no way Kenny Pickett cannot be our quarterback for at least the rest of this year, because people are ready to get Mitch in now. Like, are you crazy? Like, there is no way that Kenny cannot show us enough to get us these games enough, to win these games enough, because he's doing it. Minus the game last week, even with Matt Canada, he was doing it despite the shitty play calling. And I really don't want to get past this. I really don't want to not stress this enough, man. 1 game without Matt Canada after 58 straight games. 1 game it was like Thanksgiving on the sideline. It was like we got rid of Matt Canada and everybody was ready to chip in. It was like, Matt Sullivan, you bring the turkey. Who's the running back coach? You bring the stuffing, man. It was like everybody was trying to help. It was the Pilgrims. Like we were all just done with it. I have this run up from Najee Harris. Do you see the way this guy was running the football today? Broken tackles everywhere. And we talked about Jaylen Warren a lot. Jaylen Warren was getting a lot of praise, a lot of praise for Jaylen Warren, and maybe Najee Harris. People have been kind of growing down on him or whatever, but Naj, he's still a factor too. The game plan has always been for both of them to absolutely dominate. That I think was the vision, and Matt Canada, for whatever reason, couldn't fucking figure it out. But we saw 8 people on the Steelers sideline like, yo, you get a play, here's a play action, here's a run. Like, everybody was chipping in, and it worked. That is the bottom line, is it worked. And this game, it wasn't like a man, just turn us off when we're on offense. I get, 16 points isn't necessarily, just stellar offense, this juggernaut team, but it just felt different. We were actually moving the ball. And for the most part, we stalled out in the red zone. And for the most part, I don't have it up. But Chris Boswell, let me get a gunshot for Chris Boswell, because, ladies and gentlemen, all we need to do is get in Boswell range, and he's drilling it. Over the 50, drilling it. If it doesn't get called back, drilling it. He's like 20 for 22 or some shit like that. Boswell is literally having a stellar year this year. He hasn't missed an extra point. He's hit one from 60 yards. Like, this guy, he's playing different. And if we can just get there, like Kenny Pickett, guys, all of the slander on Kenny Pickett, are you sitting here and telling me he can't even just get there? We can't even just get to field goal range and then have our TJ Watt led, Nick Herbig got a sack led, Alex Highsmith is out there led, Trenton Thompson, another interception led defense. You're telling me we can't be successful with that? And I'm telling you, you're a hater, and you're wrong, and you're a liar, because Kenny Pickett is here. Just to kind of bring things back a bit, I do have some tweets to show, as you guys have been seeing on the screen. I do have some tweets. Today was like really like everybody was excited, and I know the games haven't been going well. If you guys have been kind of keeping track throughout the season, it's just been it's been kind of negative lately. It's been kind of sad, but we could all rejoice and come together after this performance, man. So as you can see, Matt Canada getting punted there. I also have this passing chart from Kenny Pickett. As you can see, it's not just the left and right sides and nothing in the middle. There's plays everywhere. Everywhere was getting a play. Everywhere was getting a look, and it really showed. There was a few plays. There was one play to George Pickens over the middle. It's one of these middle dots here where Kenny Pickett almost hit him on a slant. And that was beautiful. There's these two dots right here. He was hitting George Pickens all over the field. And, there was a pass. I do got to bring this up. There was a pass caught over Mr. Mike Hilton. Let's get a gunshot for that. Mike Hilton, former Steeler. He was making plays for the Bengals, but not enough plays because George Pickens is him. George Pickens maybe looked a little hurt. And then 2 plays later, this dude caught a 40-yard touchdown and was dancing. Or not a touchdown, I'm sorry. But he caught a 40-yard pass and was dancing after it. I was like, phew. Like, thank God we didn't lose George Pickens, man. The Steelers are here. I'm excited. And all the way on the right of the screen, I haven't brought it up. I've been kind of dancing around it. But there was one kind of situation that took place in this game. And it's a big enough story, I think, for me to kind of talk about it. I know Steelers media is going to go crazy with it, and it's going to be a rough time for Deontay. But I would like to say something about it. So obviously, we have right here the almost touchdown that was had. And really, first of all, an absolute seed from Kenny Pickett. Let's get a gunshot for that. Just an absolute dart. And to me, he survives it enough. I can see how he hits the ground and it comes out. I can see the optics of it. It looks bad, and we'll talk about optics in a second and looking bad in a second. Like the ball even popping out, that leaves room for error. That leaves room for question. So, all right, no touchdown. We don't get a touchdown. Really should have got a touchdown. Absolute dart thrown by Kenny Pickett for a touchdown. But, it's whatever. We don't get it. And then so after that, we get this. So there was a fumble. Jaylen Warren on the fumble. Do not like to see that. Also, do not like to hear the audio. I apologize for that. But Jaylen Warren has a fumble. Ball pops out. And this is, mind you, this is the very next play after the touchdown. We don't get a touchdown. And Deontay Johnson is just not, he's not feeling it. He's not happy. There's a different angle of it that's like solely focused on Deontay, and even lining up, he's not really necessarily the most into it. You can see right there, he's not really even blocking. Maybe he's supposed to stay still to try to sell. It could be, a screen pass or something. I don't know, but this is a horrible look. As you can, man, this is not a good look. And I'm sure people are going to be talking about it. I'm sure people are going to be bringing it up, especially given the fact that him and Minka kind of got into it. Especially given the fact that Deontay Johnson has been notorious for drops, especially given the fact that Deontay Johnson has been notorious for running backwards. However, I will say, too, Deontay Johnson has been notorious for playing pretty well. And, he had a good game today, I think, despite and we're not watching this Jaylen Warren fumble. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm going to leave this on the screen. I think he had a pretty good game despite, the antics that happened. Yeah, he caught a deep pass, I think coming into the second half, he caught a deep pass. And, so I don't want to act like this is the end of the world, but, man, is it, frustrating when all this happens and it's like Deontay has a drop. And, all this stuff leads to, you want to defend Deontay. You want to you'd be like, yeah, Deontay's great for us, but then all this stuff just keeps happening, man. So yeah, just to end the video off, as you can see, big Kenny Pickett 8 right there, 400 yards for the first time. I keep saying 58, but it's actually 59 games. I think they're counting this game, so that might be wrong. PFF is very Mickey, but big Kenny Pickett right there. Guys, I'm very excited. The Steelers are sitting at 7-4. They showed the little playoff graphic, and here we are in the wild card hunt. This is where we're supposed to be. I know it's been an up and down road. It's been a rocky road, no ice cream. But preseason, before the season, us at 7-4 at this point was pretty. You could see it. You could see it. There's definitely the Texans loss was a little spooky. The 49ers blew us out, a little spooky. And our last loss, I forget who we just lost to, but our last loss wasn't that good. I know the Jaguars got us too. Our last loss wasn't that good either. But 7-4 at this point. They showed also our schedule. We got a pretty favorable schedule. Kenny Pickett looked good. No Matt Canada. We hit 400 yards. Our running game is literally the best running game in the league. I'm excited. Let me know how you guys are doing. Anyways, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. If you did enjoy this video and you are a Steelers fan, be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, do all that nice stuff. And also, how about you hit a like for Kenny Pickett, man? Because Kenny Pickett, despite all the slander, despite all the nasty things they say about him, despite all the graphics they put Kenny Pickett on graphics with baseball players. They're like, man, this baseball player has thrown more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett since he's been in the NFL. Like, are you kidding me? Can we show some respect? Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. See you in the next one.